We are live in our studios in Caraba Avenue. You're watching QTV Nightly News, and I am Jacqueline Coley. Many thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. President Adama Barrow launches a $59.1 million seawater project in Sifo village in the West Coast region to deliver safe drinking water to over 1 million people. Also, Gambia's 2025 seasonal rainfall is forecast to be normal to above normal, with officials cautioning against possible flash floods between July and September. Overfishing is severely affecting Senegal and the Gambia, driving up the fish prices and making this crucial source of protein unaffordable for many families. Also coming up, the International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance, IDEA, and the Gambia Press Union, GPU, validate a media monitoring guide on ethical violations. Those were the headlines and other news in detail. Do stay. Thank you for joining us. Now, President Adama Barrow launched a $59.1 million water project in Sifo village in the West Coast region on Saturday. Funded by the French government's development agency AFD, the project aims to provide safe drinking water for over 1 million people. And Soma was at the event, and he now reports.
In his launch statement, President Adama Barrow underscored the significance of this project in advancing his government's drive to make access to clean and safe drinking water a reality for all Gambians. Funded by the French Agency for Development, this $59.1 million project is perhaps the biggest water project President Barrow has launched since assuming power in 2017. Emphasizing the project's significance, President Barrow said it is vital for improving the health and sanitary needs of the people, as well as promoting economic development and enhancing the overall well-being of Gambians, and went on to reiterate his government's commitment to providing services that respond to the social needs of the population.
The design also includes constructing a new 500 cubic meters water treatment plant in Sifo, to be supported by a 1,200 cubic meters ground storage tank. As planned, we will commission 14 new boreholes, including 4 depth wells. This medium-term component incorporates expanding the distribution network by 100,000 kilometers.
Speaking at the event, Mahoub Mezouagi, AFD representative and the charge d'affaires at the French Embassy in the Gambia, reaffirmed the French government's unwavering commitment to supporting the Gambia in achieving its NDP targets. They highlighted the expected health and sanitation benefits of the project, particularly for underserved communities in the Greater Banjul area.
My institution, the French Agency for Development, is fully engaged on climate change issues. It's the reason why our partnership with Gambia is especially focused on this issue. About 50% of our funding in Gambia is allocated to the access of water through this ambitious WASIB project.
I want to recall that WASIB will enable the construction and rehabilitation of critical water infrastructure and the extension of distribution networks. It will also contribute to the strengthening of the capacity within NAWEC, because our DI agency, of course, is crucial for the development of the Gambia.
Representing the governor of the West Coast region, North Bank Region Governor Lamin Sedi described the project as a reflection of the government's wider commitment to providing clean drinking water for all Gambians wherever they live. He thanked the French Development Agency and urged the people of West Coast region to take ownership of the project.
We know that access to clean and reliable water has been a challenge for many years, and many communities across the Gambia. Today marks a significant step towards a change that will move into our reality for the people of Sifo and the surroundings. This project is more than just pipes and pumps. It is about empowering families, supporting livelihoods, and securing a better future for generations to come.
Once completed, this $59.1 million project is expected to boost the country's overall water capacity by 25%, delivering clean drinking water to over 1 million people across various communities, reducing the risk of waterborne diseases and empowering communities through improved sanitation and hygiene practices, especially within the Greater Banjul area. Antoine Nyasi for KTV News.
Now, Gambia's seasonal rainfall forecast for 2025 predicts normal to above normal rainfall, with authorities warning of potential flash floods events during the July to September period. Jenda Basonko has more.
The Department of Water Resources under the Ministry of Fisheries and Water Resources announced the forecast as part of its annual early warning effort to help farmers, communities and disaster agencies prepare. Highlighting key points from the forecast, the Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Fisheries and Water Resources, Fanta Bojang Samate, underscored the importance of preparedness measures and early action.
The 2025 just seasonal rainfall is expected to be normal to above normal across the whole country, with total rainfall projection or projected to range between 700 millimeter and 900 millimeter. Rainfall onset. The start of the rainy season is predicted to be late to normal in most areas of the country. In the eastern and central regions, that is URL and CRR, onset is expected between 12th and 19th June 2025.
The forecast comes amid fresh memories of the Gambia's worst flooding in half a century in 2022, which killed 11 people and displaced over 5,000 others, affecting at least 40,000 people, including more than 8,000 children under 5. The Gambia's National Disaster Management Agency is tasked with developing disaster risk strategies, ensuring community preparedness and coordinating emergency responses. Momodu BK Sise from the agency spoke to us about the country's readiness ahead of the rainy season.
We are actually going to engage our stakeholders across the country, especially our critical partners, to mobilize resources and then work together to ensure that we prepare our communities. We are also going to upgrade our water retention ponds. If you go to Jabang, you go to CRR, we have water retention ponds that keep water from causing damage in the society or in the communities, but we will also ensure that we upgrade those communities. We are also going to engage our regional structures because NDMA is fully decentralized.
Authorities recommend bolstering flood monitoring, improving disaster response capacities, and encouraging climate-smart agricultural practices like irrigation and market gardening to reduce the risk of food insecurity. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jenna Basonko.
On to some fishery stories. Now, overfishing is hitting both Senegal and the Gambia hard, driving up fish prices and putting this essential source of protein out of reach for many families. Asa Dubari has more on this story.
The Gambia and Senegal are both grappling with a severe fishing crisis that intertwines environmental degradation, economic hardship, and rising migration. Overfishing, particularly by foreign fleets, has drastically reduced fish stocks, threatening the livelihoods of coastal communities. As a result, many young people involved in the fishing industry are undertaking perilous journeys abroad in search of better opportunities. In the fishing towns of Gunjur and Tanje in the Gambia, and Kayar and Bour in Senegal, fishermen are witnessing a steady decline in their catches. Many attribute this downturn to industrial trawlers, most of which are foreign-owned, depleting the coastal waters. In Senegal, nearly 60% of fish stocks are classified as overfished, and the Gambia faces a similar alarming situation. Locals in both countries point to foreign fleet and weak regulatory enforcement as key factors, driving the collapse of their once thriving fishing industries. According to a report released on Tuesday, the Environmental Justice Foundation, a London-based organization focused on environmental and human rights issues, stated that illegal overfishing and destructive practices by foreign vessels are contributing to the rise in irregular migration from Senegal. Industrial operations by fishing trawlers, often using destructive methods such as bottom trawling, have severely depleted fish stocks, leaving local fishermen with fewer catches and contributing to economic instability and food insecurity in coastal communities. In 2024, nearly 47,000 individuals attempted the perilous journeys to Spain's Canary Islands, often in unsafe fishing boats. Tragically, more than 10,000 lives were lost along this route over the past year. Local activists in both countries are calling for stricter regulations, stronger enforcement, and the creation of exclusive fishing zones to protect marine life and safeguard the livelihoods of coastal communities. Fish plays a crucial role in food security in both the Gambia and Senegal, serving as a primary source of protein. However, declining fish stocks have led to a significant drop in per capita consumption, from 29 kilograms per year to just 17.8 kilograms. The report also highlights a lack of transparency in the issuance of fishing licenses and inadequate government management of fisheries as key factors contributing to the crisis. Aissatou Bari, QTV News.
Well, that story from Aissatou Bari will bring us to the break, but do stay, we have both local and international news stories.
Being the Gambia's trusted network, QCell continues to provide the fastest and most reliable internet service in the Gambia. With 4G plus internet speed, you are guaranteed fast and reliable internet anytime, anywhere with QCell. Get a QCell SIM card now at any of our customer care centers and enjoy the fastest 4G internet in the Gambia. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyubus, we innovate, others follow.
And welcome back. Be reminded you're watching QTV News with me, Jacqueline Coley. Now, on to the rest of our stories. The International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance, IDEA, together with the Gambia Press Union, GPU, held a two-day workshop to validate the Media Monitoring Guide on ethical violations for the Media Council and GPU. Mam Nabuka tells us more.
Journalists from various media outlets and associations participated in a two-day validation of the draft paper that will serve as an ethics guide for journalists. Participants were given practical training with the goal of developing skills for effective media monitoring and evaluating ethical compliance, as well as raising knowledge about the importance of accountability and transparency in media activities. Jaina Bafai, head of the Gambia Country Office and Country Manager for IDEA, talks about the importance of the training.
this is not supposed to be, it's not intended to be punitive, it's not intended to exercise control or arbitrary restraint on journalists, but it's just to ensure that the profession is guided through ethics and standards to avoid violations. So really is to encourage you to agree and disagree on all of the different provisions that the consultant has done, and so that we can finalize with a document that will be fit for purpose, a document that will last for years to come, to support and guide all of you in your profession, just to ensure that there are no ethical violations, there are no moral violations in the exercise of your duties.
Journalists and media houses are expected to hold high ethical standards in the execution of their job. Some of these ethical guides are found in the Cherno Jalo Charter of Ethics for Journalists. Some of the ethics code include ensuring accuracy, truth, impartiality, and doing rejoinders where a journalist gets it wrong. Participants Banna Sabali, Sharif Saidi Khan, and Momodu Gajaga discussed the importance of adhering to ethical guidelines in journalism.
Whenever we talk about independence, my mind goes to the principle of impartiality. So they work hand in glove. And like I say all the time, journalism, the journalism hat is not something that you wear in convenience. Today you put it on, tomorrow you drop it. You either choose to be one or probably choose to be another. So in terms of independence, what I think is, as a journalist, when you're working on a story, it's very, very much important that you bury your head in research. So if there is people that you know, we live with people and we know sometimes every source has an agenda. So it is very much important that we map out this person's agenda. If we are not very much comfortable, it's better not to even use that bit of it and then work on getting on something better.
Right. To help marginalize the voices of those that are marginalized in society, because our role is crucial to give them voices and towards shaping popular discourse through by enhancing trust as well.
To do a fact check, to do kind of a review of whatever that you're writing or whatever that you're publishing prior to the publication, to ensure that you get the facts. So that is one of the cornerstones of journalism. So you can't get that wrong. So in terms of accuracy also, it's almost the same thing. That one also fact checking, ensuring that you pay attention to detail. If it has to do with figures, numbers, you get it right.
As part of the training, there was simulation exercise on how complaints against journalists who may have violated certain ethical codes are handled by the Media Council of the Gambia. According to the document, some of the most common ethical violations in the Gambian media sensational and clickbait journalism include poor fact-checking, conflicts of interest, and privacy violation, amongst others. There are expectations that this training will help improve ethical standards of Gambian journalists in order to uphold the key tenets of the profession. Mamna Buka, reporting for QTV News.
Moving on, the Ministry of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment Multi, in partnership with EU Gambia, hosted a job fair skills development event in Soma to tackle unemployment and boost the economy in the Lower River region. Entrepreneurs, skilled workers and job seekers gathered to share expertise and access support. Our regional correspondent, Bakari Balde, attended the event and filed this report.
The job fair serves as a platform for direct business coaching, advisory services for aspiring entrepreneurs, and professional counseling for job seekers. The event aimed to foster economic growth and reduce unemployment in the country by equipping attendees with practical skills and knowledge. Mamadi Damfa, Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment, highlighted the ministry's commitment to supporting local businesses and improving employment opportunities.
The Centralization of Job Fair initiative is a clear demonstration of the government's commitment to ensuring every community across the country access employment opportunities in our labor market. We firmly believe and we are of the conviction that the local communities must be at the heart of sustainable development, and this job fair is strategically designed to provide young graduates and job seekers with access to decent job opportunities right here where they belong to.
Madi Kambai, Director of Enterprise Support at the Gambia Investment and Export Promotion Agency, GAIPA, explained how the agency works to ensure a fair and transparent business environment for both employers and employees nationwide.
So GAIPA, through our initiatives, we closely monitor the business environment to ensure that business actors like the employers, they enjoy, a conducive business environment, so that they can scale up, they can create employment for job seekers, as well as contribute their quota, towards nation building.
Yusuf Keita, country representative for the International Trade Center, ITC, praised the Ministry of Trade for organizing the event and emphasized ITC's focus on trade development, capacity building, and market access support for Gambian entrepreneurs.
As part of our work is to do capacity enhancement. And capacity enhancement, we do that in 3 layers. Capacity to compete, capacity to collaborate, capacity to change. These are the 3 main areas that we focus on capacity building.
Fatima Mulsihi, Chief Executive Officer of the Gambia Youth Chamber of Commerce, outlined the Chamber's efforts to empower young entrepreneurs by providing mentorship, training, and networking opportunities to help them achieve their business goals.
The Gambia Youth Chamber of Commerce is there to support young entrepreneurs if they have any questions regarding business, how to formalize their businesses, how to get their documents intact, how to get their tax files, because we are complementing the efforts of the government, and we believe if SMEs are supported, then the economy of the country will develop as well.
The event concluded with a tour of exhibitions showcasing products and services by various entrepreneurs and skilled workers, facilitating discussions on potential business collaborations and growth strategies. Such initiatives not only inspire young people, but also create viable opportunities for sharing best practices, knowledge, and fostering a culture of entrepreneurship throughout the country. Bakari Balde, QTV News.
Now here's a correction. The water project launched by President Adama Barrow earlier today is valued at 59.1 million euros, not dollars as earlier mentioned. We deeply apologize for that. Moving on, the Alliance Française de Banjul, in partnership with the delegation of the European Union to the Gambia, officially launched the 4th edition of the European Film Festival on Wednesday, 15. The much-anticipated cultural event will run for 5 days from 15 to 19 May 2025 at the Alliance Française premises in Carnivin.
The festival opened with a screening of Les Choristes, a critically accumulated French film directed by Christophe Bartier. The moving drama, which delves into the transformative power of music and education, was met with a warm applause from the audience, setting a lively, optimistic tone for the days ahead. Now in its 4th year, the European Film Festival continues to champion the richness and diversity of European cinema. This year's program offers a carefully curated selection of films from France, Italy, Germany, and Spain, each reflecting the different facets of European culture, history, and contemporary life. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Immaculada Cortez, the European Union ambassador to the Gambia, highlighted the festival's growing significance in fostering cultural exchange and dialogue. She also announced that, for the first time, the event will feature short films by Gambian filmmakers, including Kanoto, Silent Symphony, and Nango, a movie aimed at spotlighting local talent alongside international productions.
European and the Gambia have a very long-date relations, that they have been strengthened with the change of regime in the country. And we have very wide relations. We work together on governance, on economic inclusive, green growth, on human development, and part of this cooperation that we have, using art, using culture, is a way of bringing people together.
Throughout the festival, Audiences can enjoy free film screenings, offering a unique opportunity for Gambians to engage with broad spectrums of stories and perspectives from Europe and beyond. Ambassador Kote shared insights into the films featured in this year's festival, highlighting their cultural significance and diverse themes they explore.
The films for us is a way of bringing a bit of European stories into the heart of Gambia, bringing concepts and ideas that talk to all of us. Yo Capitano is a film that talks about migration, it talks about resilience, it talks about the dream of empowering young people. Celda 211 is a film that talks about some moral dilemmas, things that we have to do in order to survive. More Than Strangers is a road trip of 5 people that they met each other in a car, and they need to learn from each other to understand each other.
The European Film Festival has become a cherished fixture on Gambia's cultural calendar, strengthening connections between communities and enriching the country's artistic scene. All cinema lovers and members of the public are warmly invited to attend the screenings at Alliance Française de Banjul. Admission is free. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafa Tegay.
That story there from Yafa Tegay brings us to the end of the news, but do join us again tomorrow at the same time for the Weekend Review with Mahmoud Mboj and Julian Jaya. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.